Abusia for your mama kwaba strong kokra ebe counseling time with counselor D.Y. Donkoh. Come ho na yenye efutu every the nation's counselor. Eho. Mama akonya na chese. Mashasi. Okay. Join me as I read the first story. Or say hello Auntie Valerie. Please. I want counselor's candid opinion on this issue. Now, we are a newly married couple. I just had my child, our son. My husband wants to name this boy after his uncle. I don't have a problem. I know my place as a woman. But the little problem I have with this naming is the man's character. In as much as he has money, yes, he has wealth and has done a whole lot in society, his character is nothing to write home about. I believe names are powerful and it goes a long way. Now, my husband is insisting we name our child after him just because he is financially sound. We would get a godfather or a grandpa for our son who we could run to in case of financial difficulties. Because that child that we have named after him becomes the person's responsibility. I am not okay with this. I don't want my child to bear that name because I know that whatever he carries will come upon my child. I'm telling my husband, and my husband feels I'm being nosy. Am I doing right? How do I talk him out of this? How do I make him understand that some names are quite precious that we can give to our little boy? It's left with 2 weeks for the naming. Counselor, please help me. Counselor.
Look. Ansa na be wade no. You should be responsible. Number one. Responsible in the sense that you don't strategically name your child after somebody's name simply because they are rich, but they have no better name. No. I don't believe it. Me, I won't do it. I name my son after you, not because you have money, because you are in America, Canada, Germany, go. I am still paying my fees. I am too responsible that I'm going to name my son after you simply because I want money from America. Or because you are a rich man in Ghana. I am naming, and people do this in our generation.
True.
Wawua no apɛ ne uncle Oscar. Or meme from the bantu. Wawua no apɛ ne uncle Oscar. Ne brother. Ne chiba. Buana down funia. De wosika one ne yefan kakra. No apa body di. No de nato. Watuni bedi. Na papa ni so aba. Ayamini ya tobi bedi no da. And they name me because I be serve 10,000 Ghana. But the bonatras here. Amen. Who told you money is everything? There are people with money, no honor, no glory, no, they are not dignified. There are people with that money, even though they live a poor life. Trust me, their name is far better than when you mention their name, you can get a job. What a name can do, I came to tell you that money cannot. A good name is always better than riches, I'm telling you. But this generation will look for money and leave a good name. Let me go back to the man. Who better would name me to a man with money who has no character. No, I mean, the name of the person is bad in the system or in the family. And your wife is said, remember, that when your wife is talking, me, I've never named my children. I don't have that time. Me, personally, I have never given any name to my children. No, what name? I have never named my children. Once you bring the name, we pray over it, it is okay. I go like Farito. Whether the person has money or not, I am naming my son, my daughter to the person. Now, this man strategically want to be a loose man, a cheap man. In other words, naming the son after a rich man without taking responsibility. If this child is not raised well, God will judge you, not the man. The life of that baby has been entrusted into your hands, not the man. Don't be an ordinary strategist. That you are planning ahead of time. Should you don't have money, you call the man and say, "Oh no, your family fees." And I say, "Na papa na betu esika no." Do you know what you are doing? You are making your son a slave ahead of time. One day, the man will say, and you'll be shocked that if you don't have a good man, you didn't name your son after a good man, that man can use your son to be washing car and to be cleaning. Because listen, if you want to secure the life and the future of your children, you secure it now, not tomorrow. Because whatever you invest into them today becomes the results you enjoy tomorrow. I want to say to the man, listen to your wife and stop being stubborn. Kill your ego and forget prayer. Kill your ego. Kill your ego and listen to. What is the essence of having a wife who can speak wisdom to you? What they say when you Jimmy and what they now dream about. Say, Beman only subai. Papa ni yadi ba to no sabe oni subai. Ti kwajo misro. What dey misro? O ska dey ba subano. Na yadi ba koto no. And names are spiritually. Don't let me talk about names to destroy this program. Names are the spirit and identity. See, I can only identify you by the name on you. Imagine how can I identify you? I identify you because you are called so and so. And whenever that name is mentioned, two things happen. Spirits are open. Physically, human eyes are open. From Valerie, the devil want to listen. What next? God wants to listen. Two spirits rule the earth. The spirit of God and the spirit of the devil. Now, anytime this name is mentioned, something happens in the spirit.
Speak to
and me. The name Jesus has been lifted about. Do you know why it has been lifted? Because the name was a divine name.
My goodness.
And the name of Abraham was changed to Abraham. Why? First, from today, your name shall be called Abraham. Paul says, why should God change it? Why should God keep changing names in the Bible, including the name of the three Hebrew boys and even Daniel? Why should God keep changing names in the Bible? So it should tell you that God doesn't play with names. So please, don't just go name your children after a rich man who is stubborn.
It's a societal.
No, it's happening today. Our uncle be oye fitani, obobra, obunipa, obreno huase. Nibi. Often the to the da. Strategically, Nibra and the children to that down for pa. Sikanibia will be a pharmaceutical shop. What in the Banaton? Tibo said, Ina Sabeja, Adaya, and I made the netto, what in the tone in a year. And let me say this, and I'll end here. The fact that you've named your son or your daughter, your child, after the name of whoever you call a big man, doesn't mean your child can grow to be big. Please don't joke. Don't joke. The idea kwana ade ne to na chi ne bi betumi ade na chi de but the ade na chi nkere se botaye e won se oya kese on so be kese. I have seen people named after people who were great, yet those that were named after the great men are losers. People chow eya wo to be dia to dia sunsun pedi akiri enye dia sika keke dia akiri e dia di pedi akiri the sunsun bi di na chi a enya na should be positive not negative.
Should be positive and not negative. Hey, let me read the last story. Okay, counselor Auntie Valerie, my husband has an okra mouth. I have a problem with that.
Okay.
Now, I feel there are certain things that should stick between couples, like couple secrets. I went ahead to tell my husband something that I found out in town. You know, hearsay. Not necessarily something that came straight to me, but on the flip side, I wouldn't want it to look like I was gossiping or trying to, you know, poke my noses where it shouldn't be. I found out that his sister had gone to do an abortion. So I decided to talk to him about it. When we tracked and sat down and analyzed things, we realized that everything they had said and putting two and two together was the truth. Realized the reason why she fell ill for some period, why other things were happening at that particular point in time. And as I went ahead to tell my husband about everything that was going on, I told him, please, let this stick between us. It's past and gone. I don't want a situation where this is also going to be another issue. He assured me and told me that he is nowhere going to talk about it, not to talk of even ask his sister. Before I knew, there is hell in his household. And my sister-in-law and my other sister-in-laws are looking at me with a third eye. Because one way or the other, they rely on their brother. And it's like I've gone to wash their dirty linen in front of their brother. Counselor, was it fair on my husband's part to go about talking about something that I had shared with him, confided in him, and even told him not to make anybody know? What do I do? And how do I go about this issue? Help me.
Okay, so let me address this issue by saying that a lot of couples cannot be trusted. Now, now, everybody should listen to this and listen well, especially couples. Spouse, for me, you know, I want for me. Me wade on account of you are somebody I can trust. You are my trustee.
True.
Somebody I can rely on.
True.
Somebody I can actually gossip with. I may say. When you will be because you are my partner in crime. True. There's any time there is something I want to talk about, I walk to you, I flow. You are the only person I can trust. Now, the sad thing is this. Okay? And yet you have a best friend out of the marriage. It's not good. And I want to emphatically emphasize on this. Say wawade. Na wawade no. Oba obema o sa wo best friend. Ewa wade enechi, meaning that okuna no woyere no onya ne komodifo.
Debbie.
Na eba sa abo se asem si wo na wade mu kra. Otumi bo sa best friend na mane. Obetumi kra ne ex, ne sister. Na down for what you mean. But in here very close. Everything about him or her, or in the say, but you can't and it is totally wrong. Now can the papa moi, the papa muswa by biblical standard, by every standard. What or partner? What their partner like? I mean your partner should have been your greatest best friend. That every now and then and everything happening around you, they are the only people you can actually share with. But the problem is that the next time you can say, 90% of couples cannot share anything with their spouse. The reason is that most of their spouse are not secretive.
Okay.
They cannot keep quiet over issues you share. When you come over, no so ko bona dan for amane ni nua amane ne kazi amane ne maami amane ne papa amane so ade a meme ne meyere ni mikun aka no apie. Why should I talk to you about something that is so important, sensitive, and now you made a promise and said yeah me mo be ent it's between us, and then suddenly now woman tia to say una okan emenne abusua tumi abafie sisters and aunties aba and what when you brat na kokonsa. Now listen to this. Whenever you do that, number one, you've broken trust, and that partner is gone. Trust me. Our but they are going to be careful what they share with you. Oh yes, sir. Partner not to open up again.
Hey.
And I'm telling you, when you see your marriage on that rock, on that angle, it means something is going off. Our DNA saber. So whenever your partner trusts you with an issue and say, me person will be a better sister, brother, come on to now ben makuna de okasa be deciding. Etube wana we chiri baati. Ube wana unia baako ati. Ube wana baako so ti ono so baako. Etiebe wana nipa miensa asema no ukun no yeraka. Why should somebody hear it? And I'm telling you today, a lot of marriages that we think that we are safe. We are naked on the outward because abusia mienu me sister bi adafo ati de muka wo dem. The two na ye will say ukun is trusted or is trusted. You know nothing is trusted. Well, so the advice I'm going to give to couples is simple. If you want to lose your marriage, share the secret in your marriage with an outsider. If you want to keep your marriage, please learn how to keep secret in the marriage. There ya mumie nu ntemasem, there ya abontin suniasem. We yira na wukum e frustrate wa no. Keep quiet over it. Even if that day ubuofu no, the buofu agasakasaba, don't ever, because yebudafu by enjoy.
Sir.
Eti me mefa ebufuo no hye dan ko gera bonten enko ka se wi ase na be buofu ne ma mekan. That you are not matured, you don't deserve to be a good husband. So what I'm going to say to couples is that please, our dear, one of the qualities in it, and two, if you can't keep quiet and shut up, you are not matured, you are not supposed to marry. Even in a healthy relationship, when your boyfriend or fiancé, keep quiet over it. So what I'm saying is that the gentleman, the husband, is a weak man. emotionally. He has actually betrayed the trust of the wife. And from today, if care is not taken, the wife can never ever communicate with the husband on sensitive issues anymore. So now, marriage in the yetiasie, but me can't see me here children bim. Tawadi and be problems kitchen. And you see the devil is smart. Once something small like this triggers happens, and then your baby ba. So most our dear Niju, say you trust in your bonkoma. Emudiana menka, and Emudiana minjai. To your communication so better. Bearman has lost it. The bearman should go back the wife because Eduguasia was under your bar, a bushia for no cry a big and the man should go and say sorry to the wife and keep quiet. And make sure he doesn't repeat it so that the wife will not go like, Baku, mienu miensa, where you to. So for me, if you are married and you are watching, and you can't keep quiet over issues between you and your wife, you have already failed the marriage. Thank you.